From the European SharePoint Conference 2015 in Stockholm, my next guest is?
Paolo Pialorsi from Italy.
Yeah, you're from Italy. What are you doing?
I'm basically a consultant. I have a company of my own and I'm focused on development stuff in the Office 365 and SharePoint Online fields.
Yeah. And you're a SharePoint MVP, right?
Yes, I'm a SharePoint MVP. Better to say, I'm an Office 365 or Server and Services MVP now, and I'm also an MCM on SharePoint.
So you're a developer and you're working with code, and we want to talk about something to migrate from older versions to newer versions in SharePoint. We normally talk about content migration, but there's if you have worked with a platform as a program platform where you build your solutions, you have to think about code migration.
Absolutely, yes, and in fact SharePoint and Office 365 more in general can be assumed as a platform to develop solutions, and most of my customers who want to migrate from on-premises to the cloud also need to migrate not only the content but also the code. Most of them had developed full trust, so-called full trust solutions, so with the old development model, and now sometime the old development model is the roadblock for migrating not only the content but also the business logic and the business operations onto the cloud. And so my main focus during the last 2 or 3 years has been to support companies, large companies basically, to migrate from the old school to the new school of the SharePoint admin and Office 365 applications development.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think there are good best practice how to program for SharePoint for years, and if you obey these guidances, I think migration should be not such a big problem. Even expect you have to change the program model.
Exactly, you have to change the program model and somehow your mind, because you have to think from a different perspective how to write your code and how your code could behave when it is hosted in the cloud instead of on an on-premises server. But by the way, we are also trying to provide to the entire community some kind of guidances and examples to support them to properly migrate and transform. Usually we use the transformation word to transform their code from the old school to the new one. Yeah.
Guidance as best practice. You are involved in a Microsoft project, the best practice and patterns guidance for Office 365 development.
Yes, I'm one of the members of the core team of the PNP, Pattern and Practices project, which is a community project led by Vesa Juvonen from Microsoft, but this is a project made by the community and supported by the entire community of developers. We basically do provide guidances, samples and good practices in order to help the entire community of developers to migrate and to transform their code to the new model. So it's exactly the focus of my life right now.
So are you now a cloud developer or are you still an on-prem developer?
I'm a developer who can develop both kind of solutions, because that is the key point, and that I want to stress this idea. If you use the new development model, you can target both on-premises and the cloud with a unique development model. This is the key feature of this new model. So you don't waste your time writing your code twice. You write it once and you use it wherever you need it. So
when you start developing a new project today, are you starting to think mobile first?
Let me say, I'm not a mobile guy. I mean, I'm not completely focused on mobile development, but my average idea is that when you start developing a project, you should now start thinking about a project which will offer services, which will be able to be consumed by mobile devices as well as by desktop or whatever else. And if you think your software solutions as a set of services secured using, for example, Azure Active Directory in the Office 365 fields, you are a winner, because you can do whatever you want with those services, and you simply need to plug a UI on top of the services. It could be a mobile UI, could be a desktop, a web, whatever.
And on the PNP project, you see a big response from the community?
Yes, we are really happy about the response we get from the community. We have thousands of people following what we do in the community, and a very interesting point of view is that we can also have, and we also have a huge contribution for the community, because we provide an open source set of libraries and tools, and the entire community is contributing, submitting pull requests and issues, and asking for new features through the GitHub repository that we provide on the network.
So all information will be available through GitHub?
Of course, if you want to go to the main repo, it is GitHub/Office Dev, and there you will find /PNP site score, and many other repos focused on various kind of topics. Basically, if you want to reach the PNP stuff, you can go to aka.ms/Office Dev PNP, and this is the main entry point, and from there you can go wherever you want.
Office 365, another topic. I think you are using Office 365 for a longer time right now. What's your favorite? How has Office 365 changed your work style?
Well, I could say that the main feature that I use, of course, as many other people, is the Exchange Online and all the capabilities related to exchanging in a more productive way my files and my content, leveraging OneDrive and OneDrive for Business. So the killer feature for me, right now at least, is the capability with the new Outlook client and with the new or latest version of Office 365 to send emails with links to documents inside my repo in OneDrive or OneDrive for Business. But I'm also a lover of Delve, and I'm looking forward to see the future of Delve in Office 365.
It helps to discover new information or information that might be relevant for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I love it, and I love the roadmap that also Bill Baer yesterday showed during the keynote. So it's really a killer feature, a killer capability of Office 365, I think.
Okay. Paolo, thank you very much for taking the time, and have a great day here at the European SharePoint Conference 2015 in Stockholm.
Thank you.
In Stockholm.
Thank you.
In Stockholm.
Thank you.
In Stockholm.
Thank you.
In